Welcome back to the Sanctuary, Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail, and the Pictomancer questline. Cruising X here, Arya Stormboard at my side, and we are in the final throes of the Pictomancer questline. Recapping our story so far, Biruru has pretty much disappeared without a trace. The coffin, which she purchased in St. Erelig's burial chamber, contained nothing more than Genketalak's final painting. What was it called again? The Ephemeral Palace. There we go. So, my belief is Genketalak's painting holds the answer to where she might possibly be. But before we take on this final quest in the Pictomancer storyline, let's talk about what you get between this episode and the last. Level 99 brings with it the final trait in your leveling questline leveling, the level 90 trait Enhanced Palette, which grants monochrome tones upon executing Subtractive Palette. This converts one stack of your white paint into black paint, allowing you to cast the level 90 spell Comet in Black, which deals unexpected damage to your target and all enemies. It's going to prove a really interesting spell for this final quest. So, let's get right down to it with the level 90 quest, Somewhere Only She Knows. Why, Chris! I can tell you've been applying yourself to your training. Oh yes, the enigmatic aura of an accomplished artist is unmistakable. I'm put in mind of Genketalak as he was in his prime, Kupo. Now then, imagine a great big canvas that has yet to receive even a single drop of paint. That, unfortunately, is the state of my search for Biruru. I couldn't find any new clues as to her whereabouts, and I'm at a loss as to what to do next. Why did you two have a falling out in the first place? I was reluctant to disclose the events of that fateful day, but perhaps I should have. Let us speak of the very root of our troubles. The argument that led to Biruru and I going our separate ways. On that day, the two of us returned to Limsal and Minsa after a journey. The first without Genketalak's company. Old age and long years on the road had taken their toll, and we had made the difficult decision to leave him in the care of a sanatorium. With a smile on his face as he lay abed, he had wished us well on our coming adventure, and reminded Biruru that she mustn't... Could it be? Yes! Yes, it must! Biruru has become part of the painting! I don't blame you for being confused. I promise to make everything clear soon, Kupo. Chris, you've been the best student I could have hoped for. You've trained diligently, aided those in need, and kept your promise to me. I can't rightly ask more of you, but for this thing I'm about to do, I'm afraid I must. I beg you, lend me your strength one last time, Kupo. Come and meet me at the Jadeite Flood. I'll be waiting. Jadeite Flood. Where was that again? Black Shroud. Oh, and Bent Branch. Okay. Wait, the Jadeite Flood. Ephemeral Palace. Wait a minute. Are they talking about the Sanctum of the 12? Only one way to find out. All right, let's do this. There you are, Chris. I know you must have many questions. Allow me to explain everything, Kupo. It took a few pretty pleases, but I convinced the ossuary priest to let us borrow the painting. Beruru inherited it and the other works from Genketelek after he passed away. On the day of our argument, Beruru and I had returned from our first journey together, as I said. But when we arrived at the sanatorium to see how Genketelek had fared in our absence, all that awaited us was a few of his paintings and personal belongings. A fell fiend had found its way into the facility a few days prior, seeking to protect his fellow patients. Genketelek confronted and vanquished the beast. But the exertion proved too much. Beruru and I were devastated. If only we had returned sooner, taken a quicker route and not wasted as much time, then Genketelek might still be alive. Such thoughts tormented us, Kupo. Beruru took it hardest, but she had lost her only family. She clung to me and wept like a child with her doll. And I, in a moment of poor judgment, said something foolish. I told her that she needn't depend on me so, that she could stand on her own 2 feet as a Pictomancer, and that she should. She shoved me away in anger. One unkind word led to another. We shouted at each other till our throats were hoarse. And there was nothing left to say. She stormed off alone, cradling Genketelek's paintings in her arms. The rest you know. Sometime after, she journeyed to Ul'dah, sold the paintings for the funds to purchase her tomb, and then vanished. For so long, I've been unable to understand what she was thinking and where she might have gone. But the answer was right under our noses, Kupo. You see, Beruru possessed such a vivid imagination that she could bring any of her thoughts to life. As this rare gift allowed her to not only create, but reshape, Genketelek made her promise that she would never use her powers to alter a living being. But in her grief, she did just that! She made herself one with this painting! It's hard to believe, I know, but the painting itself tells the tale. Once, it exuded warmth and whimsy. Now, it is enshrouded in a stifling pall of sorrow. And this brings me to my request. Using my own magics, I want to enter the painting and save Beruru, but I don't know if I can do it alone. Can I rely upon your aid, Chris? Do it. I'm in your debt. Be warned. The painting will be a world where one's imagination is made manifest. That is to say, anything can happen. So see to it that you are fully prepared, Kupo. Let's do it. All set to dive into the painting, Kupo? Ready when you are. Looks like we made it, Kupo. Grand Cosmos. How? Oh? Is the scenery familiar to you? You've been to such a place in another world? The mere thought of it boggles the mind, Kupo. As I recall, Genketalax saw this opulent palace in a dream, was inspired to recreate it on canvas. Perhaps his arcane affinity allowed him to visit worlds beyond our own in his sleep. Perhaps someone from that world sent him the vision, Kupo. Regardless, we are undoubtedly within the painting. Beruru must be in here somewhere. Let's go, Chris! So many paintings, Kupo. I have a bad feeling about this. Is this our idea of a welcome? How about them, Chris? Those monsters! They were muses, given life by Pictomancer! Beruru! Where are you? Beruru, Genketalax and I once encountered a griffin like that in Girabania! Be careful, Chris! Miss me, bitches! Excellent work, Kupo! Beruru! Answer me, Beruru! Beruru! It's me, Kupopo! I've come for you! Come to me? No one would do that. No one. Master Genketalax is gone because of me. Because I was too late. You mustn't say that, Beruru! You're not to blame! Even Kupopo has abandoned me. My only friend. That isn't true! I'll always be your friend, no matter what! Please, Beruru! Please come back to me!
It belongs to me. And you have no place here.
Master Genketalax! just a shade born from the imagination.
That you should call me a shade, Kupopo. Such insolence cannot be borne.
Ah!
The real Jinketalak would never harm Kupopo. A Pictomancer, and one in possession of my soul crystal, no less. In imitation, you are no match for the master you aspire to be. My imagination is my own, and it's more than a match for yours. Old words. You will soon be made to know the true power of Pictomancy. Oh, this thing. Here within my masterwork, imitation dictates reality. I shall paint the finishing touches and shades of your terror.
Gonna need all of this.
Your corpse shall serve as the highlight of my gallery. Bloom forth, my muse, and let mine become matter.
Rap, 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 rap.
Can you perceive the truth behind my heels? Shade of my arbors will grant you no solace.
Gives me enough time to paint some motifs. Maybe not the Starry Sky one, but I got the first two.
Reality is mine to shape. Mountains mine to command. Cannot fall to a forgery.
There we go. Whew. Palms are sweating for crying out loud. That was fun. You did it, Chris! Your imagination triumphed over his! Beruru! Wake up, Beruru! Come on now, you stubborn fool of a Lalafell! Snap out of it! Kupopo, what are you doing here? We came to bring you back, Kupo! We've been looking all over for you! Never thought that anyone would come after me in the painting. Chris, was it? Thank you for accompanying Kupopo on his journey. Pictomancer's duty to help others. Indeed. Master Cadillac taught me the very same. I strove to live up to the duty. I couldn't save him. I couldn't save the man who raised me. It's not your fault, Beruru. Even the brightest, most imaginative minds can't predict the future, Kupo. Why are you even here? Trying to be nice after everything you said? My best friend. And you abandoned me when I needed you. Told me to make my own way. You know why I said what I said, Kupo. I'm not real. No matter how much I wish it, I can't remain by your side forever. Like the Cadillac we defeated, I'm a product of Pictomancy. Your imaginary friend and nothing more. It isn't uncommon for children to have imaginary friends. They create us in their minds to help cope with their struggles. But children grow up, and when they do, we disappear, Kupo. You don't have to disappear, though! I painted you into being my very first creation! Just like I painted Master Cadillac, so I could fix my mistake, and so I wouldn't be alone! Pictomancers can do wonderful things. By bringing our imagination to life, we bring hope to those in need, Kupo. This Chris learned through his journey. As did you, and so did you, Beruru. But no matter how harsh reality may be, a Pictomancer isn't meant to paint over it, Kupo. Rather than escape reality, we're meant to give people the courage to face it. But how can I when those who matter most to me are gone? You carry on for them. They'll always be with you. carry on as a Pictomancer. For Master Jinketalak and Kupopo. Perhaps I can find the strength to stand on my own by holding them in my heart. You will, Kupo. You absolutely will. And you'll be just fine. Safe in that knowledge, I can now take my leave, Kupo. Farewell, Chris. It was a joy to journey with you. Farewell, Beruru. You're my dearest friend, and you always will be. Beruru? Chris? I'm sorry for all the trouble I've caused. Thank you for helping Kupopo to find and save me. When he faded away, a warm and comforting ether flowed into my body. The magic I had used to create him, I think. In that instant, the moments and memories he shared with you became mine. The shade of the shroud, the chill of Kathas, the brilliance of Kugane. The two of you have traveled far. I felt Kupopo's desperation as he searched for me, his yearning for our days on the road with Master Jinketalak, and his happiness at having found a friend in you. But what of you, Chris? How did you find the journey?
I enjoyed training to become a Pictomancer.
I'm glad to hear that. I felt the very same when I was learning the art under Master Jinketalak. I saw my first Moogle here, you know. The way it danced through the air, so full of life and joy. What child wouldn't have wanted a friend like that? I could create him again. Recall the feeling and the image and paint him anew. But I won't. Because as the two of you have taught me, parting isn't the end. Thank you, Chris, for everything you've done for both Kupopo and me. From here, I will set out on another journey as a Pictomancer. Wherever I go, I vow to paint a path of hope as Master Jinketalak once did. And just as you will continue to do, I'm sure.
And with that, we have completed the Pictomancer questline. Now, we've unlocked the achievement, Gotta Follow My Rainbow. And we've gained the title Picto Perfect. But before we sign off on this particular quest line, there are a few more things I want to talk about in terms of Pictomancer. You're leveling from level 90 to 100. So let's talk about it right quick before we sign off. Between level 90 and 100 is pretty quick. At level 92, you gain the spell Rainbow Drip, thanks to the enhanced Pictomancy 3 trait, which grants Rainbow Bright upon consuming all of your stacks of Hyperphantasia. At level 94, all casters get a reduction in Swift Cast Recast time, thanks to the enhanced Swift Cast trait. Pictomancers also get a rise in potency in their spells, thanks to the 4th Pictomancy Mastery trait. At level 96, you get Claw Motif, Maw Motif, Clawed Muse, and Fanged Muse, and Retribution of the Madine, courtesy of the 4th Enhanced Pictomancy trait, which allows a 3rd charge of Living Muse. At level 98, all casters extend their Addle duration to 15 seconds, thanks to the enhanced Addle trait. And finally, at level 100, you gain the 5th and final enhanced Pictomancy trait, which grants Starstruck upon executing Starry Muse, which allows you to use the final capstone spell, Star Prism, which deals unexpected damage to all enemies with a fixed potency for your first enemy and damage fall off for the rest. It also restores the HP of all the party members within 30 yalms of the target for a potency of 400. Well, with that being said, that's it for Pictomancer until the next expansion. What will we see in terms of new spells for it? Well, time will only tell. But for now, we've got more things to deal with. So, with that being said, that will conclude this episode of The Sanctuary. Thank you all for watching. We hope you all enjoyed. If you're watching on Twitch and you like the live stream, click the follow button and turn on notifications. If you're watching on YouTube, here are the links provided to get you where you need to go. See you in a bit.